Hello all, this is Sampada Agarwal, CZT, taking time out to share the joys of the art of Zentangle with you. Today is the 21st of February, so let me go ahead and put the date down. And as we have been doing these past 20 days as part of celebrating the 10 years of my CZT since 2012, I will explore a little more of one of the existing tangles that we already explored a few days ago. You can check it out on my earlier videos. This is a beautiful organic tangle called VERDIGOGH. So we will talk about its variations. This Zentangle has been deconstructed by Zentangle. And so without further ado, let's get down to the ceremony or the method of Zentangle, which is the very first thing is appreciation and gratitude. So I'm truly grateful for all of you to take time out and be part of this month-long journey with me. Thank you so much. So let's start with the 4 corner dots and make the border. And once we have this border done, now we put our pencil down, we pick up our pen, and now let's get going with VERDIGOGH. So to recall, let me see if I can, so this is what VERDIGOGH is all about, right? So we will just do a variation of VERDIGOGH today. So what we will do is, just like we did last time, we will draw the VERDIGOGH, but this time with a little deviation. So let's see what we can do with this. We draw the stem, the main stem, like we did the first time, right? And now once we have drawn the stem, now as you very well know, we will draw the I call them bristles, but whatever you want to call them. So here is what we are going to do. Now we are going to add a little variation to it by adding the POKELEAF leaves to them. So this is just another way of putting 2 tangles together, right? So now let's go ahead and add POKELEAF in this list of tangles that we are working with today, right? So now we have this new deviation to it, right? So now we just go similarly our merry way like we did last time, right? Where we had these bristles coming out, but not necessarily in a very uniform way. And now each of these is going to end in a leaf, and that's all there is to it. But see how different this tangle looks like now, because we have got a totally different look to it. And I'm just going to add these at this point. And now we could even, you know what, I just thought about something. We could also have a VERDIGOGH in a VERDIGOGH, right? So all of it doesn't have to necessarily start from this one main stem. So here we have a little more busyness going, which is fine. So you see how you develop a different way of looking at things as soon as you open these doors of creativity. And I'm going to add one more here. And remember, we are always going to use that hollyboy effect. And that hollyboy effect is nothing but going under something which has already been drawn, right? So that is what we are going to do. Maybe on this side, we don't have to make it symmetrical. So on this side, we can just go our daily business of how we are drawing vertigo, right? So we don't have to have another stem coming out or anything like that, but here this could be a little smaller. And now we have the leaf going in the back. Here we have this one. And if you think this has come a little wide, I can again, there is always possibilities that you see in Zentangle. So don't feel constrained by some line you made and then you'd be like, oh my god, what do I do now? You just improvise. Because the world is just full of possibilities, right? So there, you could just make it as busy as you want. I'm just going to stop here in the interest of time because as I said, I try to keep my videos within 15 minutes. So there we have a very different look of vertigo. So this is vertigo and so is this, right? But you can see that it has got a whole different look and feel. Now we could add a little more difference to it, if you wanted to, by adding what we call an aura. So what we are doing is we are just going all around this whole thing. By giving it an outline. So we are literally echoing all these little ups and downs and hills and dales, right? And this kind of encases this whole tangle in a bubble. I call it a bubble, but that's the magic of aura, right? So now we have this whole thing in a bubble, and now you could go ahead and just shade what is outside. I kind of feel this is a little blank, so let me just go ahead and add a leaf here, right? And so this becomes our tangle. I'm going to use whatever space I have left out here to shade. So all this space out here, it's not that much space, so I'll just go ahead and add some graphite to it, and this becomes our background. So I take my blending stump and just go ahead and smudge all these lines so that we have a smooth area, and this becomes a nice backdrop for our VERDIGOGH to stand out. And again, as always, feel free to turn your tile or paper or book or page around so that you can smudge in peace. So there we go. This is a whole different look, and of course you can add so much to this. You could add little highlights here by just turning all these sharp points into these curves, and that adds a little something different and just highlights these areas a little more. So you could always keep playing around, and as promised, I might just do that one of these days where we just revisit one of these earlier pages and see how we can add a little more to those pages. But until then, let's just keep exploring new ways and means to use the tangles that we have already learned in a new way, or learn some brand new tangles. And then of course, as always, as done in VERDIGOGH, we can always add these berries along the way just to kind of bring a little highlight to this part. Right, and we could also add a little shade to this middle stem to make it stand out a little bit. And of course, you are more than welcome to shade the leaves as well. Add a little something to these leaves, especially the ones that are perceived as going behind, right? They will definitely have some sort of a shadow on them. So yeah, so play around with these and see how you can make this tangle your own. VERDIGOGH is amazingly flexible, adaptive. You can use this notion of, stems in a whole lot of ways. As I had mentioned earlier, we could also change these stems into longer leaves, and so there's lots you can do. But for now, let's just keep it simple, keep it this way, where we talked about VERDIGOGH, POKELEAF, and the concept of auraing. Right, so let me go ahead and sign off my work and then admire what we came up with. And I hope that you enjoyed today's exploration, and hope you keep joining me in the days that are left for February. Thank you so much again. Be kind, enjoy your day, and keep tangling. Namaste.